It doesn't get much better than spending summer nights outside with family playing games. Cornhole is one of our favorites and makes a great wedding gift for good friends, so I asked JJ to make some.
Pretty good chance I'm going to offend some of the cornhole traditionalists on this one, simply because I'm using a different top on this one. It's a gift I'm making, so it's meant to look cool and be usable. So I think we've achieved both on this one. You know, cornhole is a rectangle. It's basically 2x4 box, and you can build it simply out of 2x4 framing. And I typically use a nail gun just to hold in place, and then I can pre-drill for the 3-inch wood screws and hold it tightly into place. I found the instructions on Google, shocker, and it told me that this is supposed to be at an incline or an angle of 10 degrees. So I just use my chop saw, cut the angle at 10 degrees, and this is me trying to figure out why it's not really fitting or lining up, and it's because I had the leg on backwards. Once I got that going, everything moved smoothly. So got the frame in, and then this thing's supposed to be exactly 12 inches from the ground, the top surface. So I left it inch shy of that so my 1x could sit on top and create the perfect angle and height there. So this is where it gets a little creepy, because I'm not using plywood smooth top. I'm cutting down 1x6 fencing material, and I'm going to rip it down even smaller, about 3¼ inches, so that I have 7 pieces across the top. No, it's not going to slide. The bags aren't going to slide like you normally would have, but that's kind of the uniqueness and kind of home court advantage. When you get good at it, you learn how to throw without a perfect, slippery surface. Because we're building this thing out of multiple pieces on the top here of redwood, you're going to have to fasten it with quite a few screws. You're going to want to countersink them, use glue as well, obviously. But when you put the screws in, we want to make it look super tight and clean. So a straight edge is a great idea. Mark it, and then you can countersink and then put your screws in a very uniform way, and it looks really cool when it's all said and done. I can hear the doubters thinking to themselves, well, that's 1x6s, it's going to be super bouncy like a trampoline. And yeah, it would be if you didn't do something about it. And so I did. I just put a cross member in there. And then now I know there's others saying, well, how are you going to cut the hole for the bags? Because the 1x will fall through. So cut a little piece of plywood in there, squeeze it in there, and then screw it in and just lop off the other side, the sharp ends, with a grinder cutting wheel, and you're good to go. Getting to the final touches here, just ripping down a nice trim piece for the front and the back, and then I'll be trimming up the 1xs that were purposely left extended so that I can have a nice clean surface on front and back. And then we're going to go by Google again and cut open the hole there, which they say is 6 inches, so it's 6 inches. And I'm just going to use a drill bit to give me a starter hole, and then I'll use the jigsaw. Look, is it a perfect circle? Probably not perfect, but it's pretty good. And then you're just going to take the edges off with some sandpaper and start throwing bags.
Nice.